Hi there, my name is Naomi and I'm one of the physiotherapists here at the Chiro Health and Rehab Centre. Are you planning a trip to the snow this winter? While skiing can be a fantastic experience, there's always that small fear of what if I get an injury? The best thing to do right now is to prepare your body for the work you want it to do on the slopes to prevent the injury occurring. Today I'm going to show you 6 exercises to get you started with your preparation. It is by no means a complete program, and all programs should be tailored to your own imbalances. But try it out, and if you want to know more, I'd be happy to see you here in the clinic for a thorough assessment. Like all exercise, please check with your GP if you have any concerns before you get started. We're going to start with 2 exercises for our quadricep muscles. They're the big muscles at the front of our legs, and as we're bumping down the slopes, they're the muscles that are going to be absorbing all of that force and helping protect our knees. To start with, we're going to do a lunge series. Now with all these exercises, we want to keep our centre engaged. This is the muscles that we have sitting nice and low here between our pelvic bones. Alright, so to start with, we're going to be using our right leg. We're going to be drawing our leg forward, always over our foot. We're going to come forward and down into a lunge. We're going to come sideways into a plie position, and then we're going to come back into a lunge. After that, we're going to swap to the other side. Let's come forward with our left leg. We're going to come out into a plie, and then we're going to come backwards. Beautiful, let's do that one more time. But at home, you want to be doing this series about 8 times. We're coming backwards with that right, back to the centre, forward with the left, out into the plie position, and backwards. And as I say, about 8 to 10 times on each side would be great. Alright, now after that, what we want to do is teach these muscles how to load. So we're going to do an exercise which I actually nicknamed the skier. We're going to bring our legs a little bit wider. We're going to bring our weight over that right leg, bend that knee to absorb the force, and then we're keeping these muscles switched on to keep our pelvis nice and level. From there, we're going to be drawing our left leg in and back out again, and drawing it in and back out again. But notice as I do that nothing else is moving, only that leg. We're going to do again about 6 to 8 of those to each side. After that, we're going to draw ourselves back to the middle. From the middle, we come across to the left. We let that leg take our weight. We keep our centre on and our hips nice and level. We're drawing our right leg in and back out again. Drawing in and back out again. 6 to 8 times on this side to make sure that leg's taken a nice load. The next group of muscles we want to focus on are our bottom muscles. These are really important for stabilising us as we're going down the mountain, but they're also hard to focus on in some of the normal exercises we do. So what I'm going to do is 2 different exercises, one to focus on a smaller muscle and then one to bring the bigger muscles into play. For the first one, we're going to lie down on our side on the mat. When you're lying on your side, the important things to know is that your shoulders need to be one on top of the other and your hips one on top of the other, and you don't want that top hip moving. Let's start with the clam. What we're going to do for this exercise is keep our feet glued together. We're going to lift them up off the mat, and then we're going to be rolling our top knee up towards the ceiling and down again. Keeping this hip nice and still, rolling up and back down. Now you should be feeling this in your bottom, just in here. Now if you know this exercise or aren't finding it's working you too hard, let's add a variation. We're going to roll up, kick that leg out to add a hold, bring it back to our foot, and then rolling down again. I'll show you that one more time. Rolling up tall, kick that foot out, bring it back to meet your foot, and then we're rolling it back down to the mat. And again, 8 to 10 reps on each side, feeling that fatigue in the muscle here at the back of your bottom. From there, we're going to roll onto our back. And we're going to be doing the bridge. Now the important thing with the bridge is that we want to have our bottom muscles lifting us up from the mat. To make sure that happens, what we're going to do is roll our pelvis back and flatten ourselves down into the mat, and then roll ourselves up nice and high till our shoulders, our hips and our knees are in line. Now holding this position alone is going to be working those muscles, but let's make it a bit harder. Let's lift those heels one time 2 times, 3 times. Then we're going to sink heavy through our rib cage and roll ourselves back down onto the mat. Now if that's a good level for you, you can keep going at that level. Let me show you a harder variation. Again, we roll backwards and bring ourselves up nice and tall. We want to keep our pelvis nice and level, and we're going to kick one leg out and bring it back to the mat. We're going to kick our opposite leg out and bring it back to the mat. And then we're going to roll ourselves back down, nice and heavy through the rib cage to our starting position. Either of those variations will give those muscles a really good workout in our bottom. Now working up the body, one part that we definitely can't neglect is having our core switched on. We need our legs strong, we need our bottoms working, but without our core switched on, we can't protect our back and keep our body in a good alignment. So the first exercise is going to be an endurance exercise to keep these muscles across our centre working. We're going to be using the tabletop position. We're going to bring our first leg up into tabletop. We're going to raise that second leg up, and then we're going to be pumping our hands at our side nice and long for the hundreds. Now for this exercise, we need to have a nice 90-degree bend at our hip, 90-degree bend at our knee, relaxed across the shoulders, nice slow deep breaths in and out. And you guessed it by the name, we want to be pumping those hands at our side 100 times. Now if for some reason you find this a little difficult to hold up, just bring one leg down to the mat and continue with the exercise. And once you reach 100 pumps, we're going to bring that second leg down for a rest as well. Now that's a great exercise for the endurance, but we want to be able to add movement in our legs once we're up on the slopes. So how about I teach you the one leg stretch as our last exercise. We're going to bring that first leg up to tabletop again. We're going to raise that second leg up to tabletop. And then what we want to do from there is stretch our leg out in a diagonal to touch a button on the wall. And then we're going to bring it back. Stretch the opposite leg out. And then we're going to bring it back. And we continue that from side to side, keeping those muscles switched on to support us as we add some leg movement. And again, if we want to make that a little bit harder, let's increase the pace. Still maintaining that nice stability across our centre as we go. We come back to that tabletop position, we bring one leg down, and then we're going to bring the second leg down to give that centre a rest. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to some Pilates exercises that will help you when you head down to the snow. As I said before, if you'd like a more thorough assessment or have any questions about any of these exercises, come and see us here at the clinic. Enjoy the snow!